Guys, it is an absolute beautiful day. There is not a breeze blowing whatsoever. It's just a little crisp, not really cold. It's just I would say about 55. But I thought I'd take you guys back here one last day. We're going to check these traps before we get to the main part of the video. I've been checking these traps every morning, and then, I mean, I haven't caught anything, so that's really fine with me. I really didn't want to have to handle any of these guys, these little raccoons and stuff, so pretty excited about not catching something. But we're going to check them one last day because I start back to work tonight, and I really don't have a lot of time to check them. So I thought we'd get back here and do one last quick check. Today's Sunday. We set them Wednesday. See if I can find my way over here. But I thought we'd give them one last check, go ahead and spring them so nothing gets caught during the week while I'm at work. And we'll try again next week. We're at the first trap now, and nothing. Now I did see that something was eating on this. It could have been a crow, because you'll have crows sometimes eat at stuff like this. It could have been a crow, or it could have been my cat. Yep, it hadn't moved. They eat the bait from this one down just to the trigger. Oh, you know what? That one's been sprung. Look at that. Got sprung. Didn't. Normally if you'd cut a possum or a raccoon or something, they'd have pulled this out of the ground. I wonder what that could have been. Huh. Because they didn't take all the bait. They didn't take all the bait. Well, that's good. I don't have to fool with that one. Let me run up here. I'll show you all the second two. We'll go feed the chickens, and we'll get to the meat of the video. All right. We're coming up on the second trap. The door's closed. Let's see what we got. Looks like a possum. Yeah. Mr. Possum. Got Mr. Possum. So we'll take care of him. We'll get him taken care of. I won't show that on the video, but that'll be one less possum we have to worry about getting. And I don't know if y'all can see, but you can literally see my house right. That little dot right there is part of my house. That's our house right in there. So we're right here in the backyard. This is the property line. So if anybody wants to sort of get a feel for how our property runs. But these guys come in, and like I say, we don't have to worry about them much in the daytime, but at night, now we do have a few birds that won't put up. There's an owl right there. Did y'all hear that? Right here in the middle of the day. Okay. But it might be somebody getting ready for turkey season. Turkey season's right around the corner. They'll get out here with these owl calls and try to they'll get out here and try to make these gobblers gobble. Shot calling, but anyway, these possums, they will get in these pens at night. We have some, like I was saying, we have some birds that won't get put up. They just refuse to go in the pen, and they sleep up in the big cedar trees that border right up along the pen, and that's fine. If that's where they want to sleep, hey, we give them a place to stay. If not, they sleep in the trees. But sometimes you can lose birds like that, and possums will climb up there and grab them. But we're going to take care of this guy, check the third trap, feed the chickens. All right, we're at the third trap, and we didn't caught anything. We hadn't got anything in there. I mean, there's been nothing here. I'm gonna dump all that out. Get all that dumped out. And I'm gonna pull these traps back closer to the house, because I'm not sure if that was somebody back down in the woods down there with that owl call, just checking for turkeys or not. They'll start getting, these guys around here are real big turkey hunters. Matter of fact, we have a guy that hunts on the other side of us, come over the other day and asked for permission to turkey hunt, so we're going to let him turkey hunt. I don't do any turkey hunting, but I'm not sure if these guys are going to be rambling back here. I'll pull my traps up just in case. We haven't had any problem with theft. These guys are really nice. We had a big talk. I see them every year when we deer hunt. Like I say, they literally hunt right on the property line. But we've talked about making sure nobody bothers our stuff. So they don't bother mine, I don't bother theirs, so it works out real good. But we're gonna go feed these chickens real quick, and then we're gonna go jump in the Muscadine vineyard. I want to talk to you guys about growing grapes. See, these are some of the ones that don't put up. We got a handful that don't. They just want to stay up in these big trees right here. They'll fly up in there every night. But I'll show y'all what we go through. This guy knocks us over. What is it, buddy? This guy. What's wrong with you? Hey, go out there and get your son. We give him a little something to snack on. We give him some corn. We're just about done with that. We give him corn in the winter just to keep some fat up. I know a lot of people against that. We're not. I give it to them in the winter. Summertime, I cut it off. But look what we give them. We give them this nice organic seed mix. And they absolutely love this stuff. I even got to where you'll see I throw some to the quail every morning. And they love it. The quail love it. The birds love it. Get over there fighting. All right, Mel. But that's it. I didn't want to set the camera down. Travis is over cooking breakfast. I thought I'd just let these girls out. Usually I make a big deal out of it. But there you go. I'm gonna go get some breakfast and then we'll come out here and tackle our little muscadine vineyard. I'll show y'all this one today, and I'll take y'all to the other little vineyard we have. I did it yesterday because it's a younger vineyard. It was real easy, so I just ran through it yesterday. But these guys need to be trimmed. Look at that. It gets real tough down here. But it's time to prune the muscadines, so stick around. I want to show y'all guys our muscadines. Okay guys, well the belly is full. So now I can get out here and do something. Let me start by saying, first of all, I am not a professional grower whatsoever. I just have a love for muscadines. They're my all-time favorite fruit. And I thought, well, we got the land, so we're gonna grow some. And we started out with 2 rows. They did so well, we ended up with putting in 4 more. And then I thought, we got this whole pasture. I believe I can put in about 250 plants in this pasture. So last year we started working on that. This year we should finish it up. So I'm absolutely, that's my favorite fruit. I absolutely love them. They're muscadine grapes, and there's a ton of different varieties. And you can check out Ison's Nursery. That's where we buy all our stuff from. You can get a catalog from them. You can Google them. They also have a little YouTube site, Ison's Nursery. Greg Isons does some great little professional videos. They're instructional videos of how to grow muscadines, pecans, tons of different stuff. But muscadines are a southern grape. For those that are in the UK and all these new subscribers got, muscadines are a southern grape, and they are just, I've eaten a lot of grapes, and I haven't tasted a sweeter grape than muscadines. I'm just in love with them. And the one thing about them, me not being a professional or knowing what I'm doing and whatsoever, they grow real easy. Down here in the South, you can grow them in any type of soil. They take a lot of fertilizer to get started. After that, you really don't have to add quite as much fertilizer. We have irrigation on ours because they do take a lot of water. And we water these jokers non-stop in the summertime. But they put out, each plant can put out up to 100 pounds of grapes per plant. So they're just a huge production plant. We absolutely love them, but this time of year, we have to prune them. At the end of February, Greg Ison told me at the end of February is the prime time to prune these things. So we'll go through and prune off a bunch of the old growth, because all your berries will grow on all your new growth. So you want to get out all this old stuff and give them some good airflow and stuff. But like I say, don't take anything I say as hey, Shane knows what he's talking about. I just do like I'm told from Greg Ison. But let's get to doing some pruning. Let me see if I can show y'all what I'm doing. If you'll look real close, let's see if the camera will pick it up. If you'll look real close, you can see these little buds right here. There's little buds right here. My finger's in the way. Right on the other side there. There's one right there. But what I try to do is I'll count 3 or 4 of those buds, and cut. and that'll be your new growth. Them little buds will be your new growth, and all these will be where your grapes come from. And some, I'll show y'all, like if I have a fork in my plant, I'll cut there and I'll cut there. If I have a single, you know, I just leave it there. But you don't want to try to get extra growth way out here. You want to try to keep it a single, keep these a double. See how that one's, I prune that one as a double. But that's the way I do it. As they start getting bigger, as your plants start getting bigger, you'll end up cutting as they start getting crowded. Like this one will put on grapes, this one will put on grapes. They'll start getting crowded, and you'll come in and cut like one of these off to give them room to put grapes. Because these grapes that we grow, let me put this camera down. These grapes, they're huge. They're not little tiny table grapes. These are huge, huge grapes, and they'll put on clusters. They'll get so big that sometimes before picking, you'll have to come through and thin a bunch of them out. Because if you don't, the following year your plants won't put on. You'll overexert them, and you can cut your production the following year. So you have to really keep an eye on them. And they can take a huge cut too. You can really get out here and prune the heck out of them, and it doesn't bother them whatsoever. Right now they're dormant, and they'll do what's called bleeding too. A lot of times you'll see water coming off of them, and a lot of people panic and wonder what that water is coming out in plants. It's just water that they've held. It doesn't bother them whatsoever. It's called bleeding. So if you get grapes and you prune them, or if you have grapes and you need to prune them, which you do, we prune ours every year. If you see the bleeding, don't worry about it. Now, one other thing, guys, don't overthink it. You don't have to go and count every single bud. You'll end up, if you leave a 5 or 6 inches, 4 to 6 inches, in my opinion, you're gonna leave some buds on there. So I don't take time. If I did, I'd be out here the rest of the day. So I don't take time to try to count every single bud. I thought I'd show y'all this. You can see these plants, how they're leaking water. They'll start bleeding, and it is no big deal. Don't let that scare you. These plants are dormant. It doesn't bother them a bit. Look at this one, it's just dripping. This one right here was just a dripping. You can see it going down the plant. Don't let it bother you. You can see we got water dripping out of all the plants. No big deal. It's called bleeding. It's no problem whatsoever. Well, have y'all ever noticed how everything nowadays is made of plastic? I guess I'm gonna have to go online and order me some good shears. I made it down one row, and I got a parcel of another plant, and these are brand new. I bought them at Home Depot for like $35, and they're shot. They broke. So that stops the pruning until tomorrow. I got to stop and get some more. I may stop by Ison's. They got some. I need to pick some up from over there. I need to get some professional pruners. They actually, if you go, I've looked up some YouTube videos where they do this industrially, and they'll run machines that sit down on here and prune them as they go down to. They're really, really cool. But that's for the mega muscadine growers. But guys, I appreciate y'all checking out my video. I want to show y'all one other thing before I let y'all go. That turned out looking pretty good though. Let me walk. I got a mess full of vines all in the way. Don't break my neck. But that's how it's supposed to turn out looking. It's supposed to turn, and a lot of people do it different. There's one vine down the road as I drive to work every day. There's somebody that has a bunch of vines out, and they cut them clean to the stalk. I mean, they just cut them completely gone. So I'm sure everybody does it different. They can take a beating. These plants, we cut them, they grow back so fast. They grow so fast every year, they'll grow down into the grass. I can't even cut grass. I have to go through and give them a little pruning to get them up off the grass so I can cut down through here. They're just super, super hardy. Look at this. Y'all see that water coming out of there? Really neat. That water coming out of there. But they'll do this for a while. Let me show you the other vineyard. I want to talk to you about one more thing. Okay, we were just over there by the chicken pen. All the vines are over there. This is our newest set. We got them that starts right here, and we're adding more posts. You can see them down through there. We're adding more posts. We're going to just take it all the way to the wood line. And we run them all the way up to the pig pen, and we're going to run them. I mean, we're just going to fill this whole place up. But if you're interested in getting muscadine started, you'll need you some good posts. We dig our holes down 2.5 foot maybe, deep, real deep, maybe 3 foot. Because these are 8-foot posts. I'm 6 foot, or 6'2", so about 2 foot, I guess. And we fill them full of concrete, and they do pretty good. We ain't had none come over yet. That's the way Ison's told me how to do it. We put our T-post in every 20 foot. From the wooden post to here is 20 foot, and your plants, you want dead center, 10 foot. You'll run them up, and you'll cut them at the top, and they'll branch and go both ways. And I pruned all these yesterday. These were the ones we actually planted these last year, and they started off from the ground to here, and we cut them. Once we plant them, we cut off all the side growth, and all you want is one long stalk, and it'll split, which it did. It'll split, and that side did pretty good, but this side took off, and it made it all the way to the post. And we have a bunch that made it. They want the goal is to get your first 10 feet the first year. You want them to hit 10 foot each way the first year. And after that, you'll start getting the bulk the second year. And the third year, the fruit should be pouring on. You should be getting fruit every year after that. And they'll put on upwards of 100 pounds per plant. But we use a 9-gauge wire. I'm trying to think if there's anything I left out. We use a 9-gauge wire for our top wire because of all the weight. And our bottom wire is that. We had a fence going all the way down through here. We just tore it down and recycled it, started using it on the bottom row for our irrigation because it don't really hold a lot of weight. So we just been using the wire that we stole off the fence, and we just been reusing it. We still got a bunch over there on the wood line. We got 4 or 5 strands over there. We're going to reuse that. But when you buy your plants, also make sure you get these Blue X grow tubes. I had a question about these a while back. They serve as kind of a greenhouse for your first year. They'll serve as kind of a greenhouse. I meant to bring a razor knife over here with me, and I totally forgot. But we'll cut them off this year. I lost my track. They serve as kind of a greenhouse, and they also keep the rabbits and mice, things that'll come up and nibble on the bottom of them. That'll keep them off first year. Once they get bigger, they don't get messed with as much. So we'll cut them off this year. And inside, let me see if you can see inside there. Inside, there's a bunch of side growth in there. So once we cut these off, we'll trim all the side growth off as well. Is what I wanted to show you if I brought the razor knife out here with me. But we'll cut all the side growth because down inside there, they're just going crazy inside there. So we'll cut all that side growth off. That way it'll push that nutrients up and out. But guys, muscadines are awesome grapes. I absolutely love them. If you live in the South, anywhere from Texas, I want to say through Kentucky, up into the Carolinas, and maybe further north, I'm not quite sure. But I know down here in the South, man, they grow great. Here's a good example. See how all this is coming up? I didn't cut that yesterday. But when I cut these off, all this side growth that's coming off from down at the bottom, I'll cut all that off, and I'll do that every year to keep these pushing out. But they're an absolute fantastic grape, easy grape to grow. You need, for optimal growth, you'll need lots of water. And listen, guys, by no means am I any kind of professional grower or anything. I've always claimed I'm a hobby farmer. This is my hobby. I absolutely love it. We talked about getting cows or goats. We had a bunch of different ideas for things we wanted out here, and I said, you know what? I love muscadines. You can make wine, jelly, preserves. You can do so many different things. Salsa. You can do tons of things with these muscadines. And I said, I want to just fill this thing full of muscadines, and eventually in a few years, we'll open it up to a U-pick, what they call down here in the South, a U-pick muscadine vineyard, where people just We'll post signs out, flyers, and I'll let everybody know on YouTube, Facebook. And we'll say, everybody, come on out, bring your money, and you can go out and pick your own muscadines and have a good day here at the farm picking muscadines. And people down here in the South do that all over. They have you pick blueberry patch. I'm sure they do it everywhere. But that's my goal, is to get this filled up. And this year we should have it done. We'll get the posts done. We're going to get all the structure in first, get the rest of these posts done. I bought the rest of them over there. I got to put them in. And we'll start wiring everything up. And starting next fall and winter, which is when you're supposed to plant all your fruit stuff, is fall and winter. So you got a little bit of time left to start planting if y'all want to put some fruit in. But with next fall, we'll start planting all the fruit, the muscadines, and we'll be done with this thing. Truly, truly excited about it. It's a lot of work. It's a heck of a lot of work once to get it all set up. But I'll let you guys go. I got to get ready for work, and I'm a little disgusted about them shears. I wanted to knock some of this out, but I got to get ready for work anyway. But guys, I love you guys to death. You don't know how much. I appreciate all you guys subscribing to my channel. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Leave me comments if you know anything about these muscadines, because I have had comments before, people telling me things that I didn't quite know. So let me know if you know anything more about them than I do. I really do appreciate it. And go check out Greg Eisen. Go ask for a catalog. Look them up and get you a catalog. They'll send you catalog. They sell everything. Fruits, nuts, berries. They sell everything. So go check them out. Get you a catalog and order some stuff from Eisen's Nursery. And let them know Kinfolk Farm sent you over there. Guys, I appreciate it. And we will see you on the next video.